This is the Manspiration Show with Abel Olumide.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Manspiration Show. And on this show today, I'm so excited. I have a great man of faith who has been in the tech world. It's been in the cloud infrastructure space for over 15 years now. And he's so passionate about what he does. He's a trained engineer. It's a dad. He's a husband. He has the passion to help young people to grow, to become professionals in what they do. He works for one of the top 5 companies in the US. And I feel he needs to share his story so that people who hear him, and especially young professionals who might be facing challenges and want to grow, they will be encouraged to know that there are opportunities, and especially when your faith is involved, God can help you to go from where you are right now to where you need to be. Now, without saying too much, welcome Alain Tchombo to the show. You can greet the audience in English and French. He speaks French clearly too.
Yes. Welcome, everybody. And I'm happy to be here and to share my experience with you all. And I'm grateful that I was honored by my friend Abel to come in here and to share my experience and hoping to be an inspiration
Thank you.
to the young, the young people out there.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So let's start by sharing your story. How did you start? You've been in the tech space for over 15 years now.
Correct, yes.
And you've grown from being an electrical engineer, you're a certified mechanical engineer, you're a leader in this space.
Yeah.
How did you go from there to becoming a leader in this place?
Oh, yeah, great question, right? So it is a long story, but I'm going to try to be a little brief. So my background is electrical engineering. I went to school in Cameroon. I graduated from Polytechnic School of Engineering. And then when I got to the US, I tried to diversify my skills. And then I got into the mechanical engineering field, and where I got my professional engineering in mechanical engineering. But yes, I started in the US when I first came in. I was a building engineer when I started in the US. And then I grew, I learned being a building engineer. I went to being a chief engineer for big companies. From the chief engineer, I went to be a facility manager, and then be a facility manager. Then I move on to be a design, electrical engineer, and mechanical engineer for one of the big companies you just mentioned. And now I kind of work in management, leadership, strategies, and so on in the cloud space.
Cloud infrastructure.
Yes.
Oh, so you still do you still do building in the so you're basically focused on the infrastructure side of things or the technology side of things?
Yeah, right. I used to focus on the infrastructure, like data centers, engineering, mechanical, electrical, design, operations. But nowadays, I more focus on the business side of the cloud,
Okay.
working with business leaders, reporting, looking at market insights, data analytics, etc.
So in your journey so far, from the beginning to where you are now, how has your faith in God been a factor? So because sometimes when you are trained, you have all the skills,
Yeah.
and you just feel you're good, and
Yeah.
probably not seeing like the God factor in what you do because
Yeah.
you are good at what you do.
Yeah.
So how have you been able to like bring your faith to work?
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm just gonna tell a quick story. One of the difficult moments in my career was 15, 20 years ago. I used to work for a company called Car America, and I had a chief engineer who was my boss. It was very difficult to work with him. I believe at the time, I think he wasn't feeling comfortable having an engineer under him who was very qualified with all the licenses.
Wow.
I had my DC third class license. He did not have that license, and that was a big license. That was a huge deal in Washington, D.C. when you were working the building. So I think that made him very uncomfortable to work with me. So it was very difficult
Wow.
for me to work with him. Then and I knew God. I was very patient, and I knew that in the Bible you got to be patient and leave all the consequences to God. So I was really struggling to be patient, right? But anyway, during that time, I was, taking additional, electrical engineering classes because I wanted to keep learning.
Improving.
And one day, the instructor came to me after the class. He said, "I'm going to ask you a question because I feel so weird. You feel overqualified for this class. Can you talk to me about your background?"
Wow.
So we started talking. He knew I was an electrical engineer. He knew where I was working. He was like, "Wow, that doesn't surprise me." And then he said, "You know what? I feel like I want to work with you. Would you mind working for me? You can start as soon as next week."
Wow. Just like that.
Just like that. And came to find out he was the director of engineering of a big firm in Washington, D.C. My instructor, I never knew that. So he said, "I'm going to offer you 3 times your salary that you're making now." So I was like, wow, it's just a God to send opportunity for me.
That's amazing.
Right? That's amazing. So I went home. He gave me his business card. So I went home, talked to my wife, and the next day, I received an offering from Heck Company. Heck was bought by Macy's at the time.
And that's not a Mines company. That's another.
No, that was another company.
Wow.
Heck Company, Heck Department Store Company.
Yeah.
That was back then. They reached out to me. They said, "Oh, they saw my resume and everything. They didn't even call me for an interview. They said, we would like you to start next week, and this is the salary we are giving you." It was 4 times what I was making. So now I was so
God was just surprising you.
yes, it was really this was a God-given opportunity for me because he knew and I was very patient. He knew that I was being patient. I think this was the blessing that he was sending. So I ended up working for Heck Company. I sent an email to my instructor saying,
You got a better deal.
yeah, I said, yeah, I really appreciate the offer, but I had a better deal. So that's where my life started changing.
Glory to God. Glory. That can only be God.
Yes.
And God really rewarded your
Yes.
patience, you
Yeah.
know. Yeah, thank God for that. But along the line, has there been a time that you were very discouraged? And people these days, maybe your time might be easier in terms of applying for jobs.
Yeah.
The rate at which people graduate these days, get qualified. There's so many people looking for jobs.
Yeah.
And after applying several times, trying here and there,
Mhm.
at the same time too, there are a lot of layoffs. People are losing their jobs and getting back to job searching.
Yeah.
So has there been a time in your life that you're so discouraged by all the effort, things were not really working,
Yeah.
but you just, by faith, you kept going? So can you share any experience like that? And what kept you going? How did you find the strength to just keep pushing?
Yes. Well, that's a good question. I'm just going to take an example. I was a chief engineer with Macy's for a long time.
Mrs.
Yeah, Macy's department store. So what we were pretty much doing, I was responsible for maintaining, making sure that the electrical, mechanical system in the store in my region were working correctly. I had responsible for the Pentagon store, Tyson's Galleria, Fredericksburg, Fair Oaks, etc. So the job at some point was very boring. It was every day we had to, maintain the HVAC systems, maintain the electrical system, install all the building management automation system in the store. I kid you not, we were just 2 engineers with 5 stores. It was a lot of work, but at some point it was so boring. I can't say I was discouraged, but it was very boring. I was like, okay, life is not going to continue like this.
Like this. I need something more challenging.
Yes, I'm not growing. It's just the same thing every day. And then I remember always have that in my mind that, in the Bible, it says, no matter what you do it unto the Lord. Like if you were
As unto the
serving
Lord, yeah?
as unto the Lord,
Mm.
as you were serving the Lord.
Mm.
So that's kept me going, right? Every day, everything I was doing perfectly.
Even though
Perfectly.
it wasn't like you were excited,
Yeah,
doing it, but
exactly.
you still gave your best.
Yes, I was very, very detail oriented, and I wanted to do the best of the best every time.
Hmm.
Even though it was very boring, but I remember you have to do it for the Lord. You are working for the Lord. So, God, I'm going to give you the best of what I can
Hmm.
until you decide what's going to come after that.
That's a great mindset.
Yes. So that's how I worked the whole time until I was able to find a new opportunity. God just sent a new opportunity,
Wow.
and I move on.
Wow.
Yeah.
So people who are at that stage in their life where it looks like they're not really growing or not making progress as they would, to just keep going by faith.
Yeah.
And whatever you're doing right now, like Bible says, whatever your hand finds doing, do
Yeah.
it with all your strength.
Correct.
So whatever you're doing now, do it as unto the Lord and keep pushing. Now, how do you manage family and work? And I know you're a fun man to be with too. You spend your time also having fun. You ride a bike.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know I know one of your nice bikes. Very, very beautiful bike. So you still create time for adventures.
Yeah.
And how do you manage all of this together in terms of work-life balance, faith, and you're also active in your church, in the local
Yeah.
church. You serve in the church.
Yes.
So how are you putting all of this together?
Yes. And I think it's all about prioritization. You have to know what's important for you in life,
Mm.
right? You have to prioritize your life. If there's no priority,
Everything
well,
is coming at the same
yes,
time.
then things that are not important to you are going to take your time. So, I prioritize my faith, I prioritize my family, and then friends, and then my career. So, we all have 24 hours in a day. How come other people are very successful? They use those 24 hours very efficiently. Why is it that we can't do the same? We all have 24 hours. Other people don't have
Literally.
48 hours. A day is 24 hours, but you have people who are very successful and they use those 24 hours very efficiently.
Mm.
So you have to prioritize. So my priority is my faith first, my family, friends, and then my career,
Mm.
right? So I have to find time for my family because it's a blessing. And you have to find time for your family because this is the root of why why I was put in this earth for, right? God blessed me with a family so I can take
So that you
my
can take
family
care of them.
and so I can enjoy my family,
Yeah.
right?
Man to that.
So, so my family is very important for me. God first, my faith. I bless him. He has been very good to me, and then my family, right? And it's a matter of prioritizing. And many people say, oh, you know what? I don't have time to this. I don't have time to be with the kids. I don't have time to bring them to sports. I don't have time for fun. Yes, you do have time. It's about your
priority. What is more important?
What is important to you? If that is important to you,
you will make time for it.
You will make time for it.
That's what I say all the time. You always find time for what is important to you.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. So that's how I manage my time, right? So I say, like you said, serving church, have time, with God, taking care of your family is very important. And then your career, right? The career come last because I think the first thing for me is being with people, loving people, having fun, and just living life. Your career is a means for you to be able to navigate through life, right? But it's not as important as your family
that
and your
relationship.
faith, right? It's your
Relationship,
relationship.
with
The human nature comes first. The career is just a tool for you.
feed that.
Yeah, exactly. It's
The
a
other
tool
purpose.
for you to be able to function
Hmm.
in the society, but it's not like the core needs that you really want.
So it's a means to an end.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not the end in itself. So
Exactly. Because if, at the end, right, in the end, if they ask you a question, let's say end of life, what made you feel like you spent a very good life and you had a very good life?
you would it be I was the director at the
No.
at the big company.
It's gonna be the people your loved ones, your friends, family,
The people you are blessed.
your faith, how you live your life, right? It's not gonna be your career, right? So think about it. It's about prioritization. What is important to you? And then every single day, every single action should be toward that need that you have, that most important thing in your life. Every move that you do, every time, I'm doing this, am I serving? Am I loving somebody? Am I doing things right? Because this is my objective, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's
we need to have a scale of preference.
yeah, yeah.
You don't put everything on the same level. Like consciously putting them, prioritizing what needs to be prioritized and putting more effort to it.
Yeah.
I think that's a good perspective. While you dedicate a good time and effort to giving the best to your career,
Yeah.
at the same time, you position it correctly in your mind that this is not the most important.
Yeah.
I will do my best here, but it's not the most important.
Correct. Yes.
My family, my God, my relationship with
Yes.
God takes precedence.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a great way to position. Now, so how about some men who are, they are excellent, they are purpose driven, they are so busy, they are so committed, but they don't find time to relax
Yeah.
and just have fun, go watch a game or
Yeah.
ride, So tell us about it. What does your fun life look like? What do you do for fun? I know one of them.
Yeah.
I know you ride bicycle.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, not bicycle. You ride
A motorcycle.
motorcycle.
Yeah. Yeah. So for fun, I have two main activities, right? For fun, I like to watch my kids play soccer. So I travel around the country and
Great.
with my son and watching play
Could
soccer.
imagine how proud they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seeing
Yeah.
daddy watching all their games.
Yeah, and my daughters also play for the high school. She play in the varsity team. I watch her play. So my whole life has been soccer. I've been a soccer coach for my
You were a
children.
coach too.
Yeah,
You
I
were
was- I
coaching
was-
them.
Yeah, I was coaching the kids. Like my son Patrick, when he was 4 years old. I started coaching Patrick when he was 4 years old. Right now, Patrick is
Patrick is a coach too, right? Is he a coach?
yeah, Thomas is a coach.
Oh, Thomas is a coach.
Yes.
Wow.
So I coached Patrick since he was 4 years old. Now he's almost 26. And I kept coaching until I coached pretty much all my kids for like 20 years.
You must be.
And then I stopped. Yeah.
You must be a proud dad.
Yeah. So the second fun activities for me is, riding my motorcycle, just to have fun and
What is the
So-
farthest distance you've
that's
gone with your motorcycle?
I've been in Florida. Yeah. So
And that's how many?
it was 1,150 miles
Wow. One way or both ways?
one way. Yeah.
Did you ride alone or?
No,
But
we
in
were,
of
no, we were, it was just like we were three of us.
Wow.
Yeah. And I've done that many times, not once. I've done that like 4 times.
What was the motivation? You just want to ride? Then
Yeah, the motivation is get out of your comfort zone because people think that, oh, you ride a motorcycle for such a long distance, it's cold, you ride at night, it's dangerous. Get out there, do something dramatic, right?
something dramatic or something dangerous.
Yeah. Do something dramatic. Get some adrenaline flowing and, do something, get out of your comfort zone and
Yeah.
do something that's, fun, that you love, and that takes you out of your comfort zone,
Comfort zone.
right? So that it's about, riding, enjoying the ride. Yes, enjoying the difficulties. It's not easy. Be with friends and just doing something different.
Something different. Yeah. So that must be refreshing for you. All right. So as we wrap up this conversation, I just want to, I want you to say something to young people watching who are in different seasons of their lives. What would be your final words of encouragement to someone out there who is looking forward to being where you are today?
Mm.
They want to grow in career. They want to still maintain their faith. They want to have a fun life. They want to have a beautiful family like you do. What would you say to them as we wrap up?
Well, I think the key takeaway here is I hope this is going to be an inspiration for the young people out there. I think for me, what made me where I am today is that idea of continuous improvement, right? Being a lifelong learner, right? Being that, having that growth mindset, never settle, never say, I went to school, I already know everything, I'm skillful, now I have to I have to find a job. Be in a continuous state of learning, continuous improvement, continuous learning. I know there's nowadays for young people to get into the business, it's a little complicated, but don't be discouraged. I think what the young people should be doing now is to look at where the market is going, and as everybody know, AI is taking AI is really hurting the market today, right? Get in the bandwagon, learn about AI, try to differentiate yourself. Do something different. Continue to learn about the new technology, learn about other things. You might be saying, oh, my field, we cannot apply AI in my field or whatever. AI can apply everywhere. Um, so be in a continuous state of learning as you are looking for a job. What are the certifications that in the meantime I can be, trying to get, to improve myself, to improve my skills, or to learn other areas of the business, etc., etc. And self-learning, right? So I think that's my takeaway. It's continuous learner. Even as today, I cannot spend a day without
Learning something.
reading,
Hmm.
without learning something. Never, never, never. Unless I'm sick. So I will encourage the young generation to being in that continuous, it's a journey. Never stop. Being in that continuous state of learning, improving yourself, differentiating yourself, and the result is going to come.
That's amazing. Thank you for those golden nuggets. We really enjoy listening to you, and I know people who are watching online also love all the nuggets, all the advice, the experience you've shared.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful that you responded to my invitation to come today.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And as always, uh, thank you for joining today. Like, subscribe, share this episode with somebody in your life that you like to encourage with this content. And again, I'll see you on the next episode. Thank you. And God bless you.
Thank you. God bless.
This is the Manspiration Show with Abel Olumide.